7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Greetings and welcome to Season 4 of IFB Interfleet Broadcasting. I am New York Pete, and this is my best friend, Chris, the Tipsy Toaster.
Hi
we
there,
want to thank
tonight.
you for
Hello
tuning
tonight.
in. Yeah, you look fine. Thanks for tuning in to our news and pop culture sci-fi entertainment channel. Full disclosure, Chris and I grew up on 70s and 80s and more TV, movies, comics, and cartoons. We're big fans of Battlestar Galactica, and we want to welcome you all to our corner of the universe, which is here, IFB Interfleet Broadcasting. And I can tell you, Kim is on, Paul is on, Chuck Davenport is on, Lola. Let's see, did I miss anybody? I may have. No, I hope not. Janet, thanks all of you for. Hey, Brian Beloff is on. Thank you guys for tuning in live. And thank you, everybody that's going to watch us later. We have a bunch of actual announcements for you. We have some of the things that we've been holding back from posting on our social media. So, Bert Oliver, awesome. Thank you. Auxiliary Vessel Bomer joins the fleet. Thanks, Bert. And great job the other day. Appreciate
Yes, thank you so much. That was great.
Yeah, it was awesome. Great show. I watched it. And in repeat, so in rerun, there's going to be a lot of stuff. Later in the show, towards the end, Dr. Macaulay will be back on, and he's going to bring us up to speed with some of the projects that he's been talking about. You know, when he pops on and talks about his stuff. I visited with Dr. Macaulay up north, and I'm on the east coast of the U.S., and I went northwest and met up with him, as some of you have watched the challenge videos. And
that wasn't fair. I wasn't aware of the challenge.
Well, yes, you were, because we talked about it on the show, but you were pressing buttons and probably missed it. But Chris, Tipsy Toaster, don't worry about it. We're just going to challenge you to have a little bit of surstroming, and that's the challenge. Nice and simple. We decided to just be fair. Yeah, we'll keep it fair.
Just a little bit. I mean, I get to sip it, just that little amount you had?
Yeah, just a little surstroming. Yeah, okay. Exactly. Not a lot, and that'll be more than fair.
I don't even know what surstroming is.
Well, it's not a big deal. Like, you obviously, you're like
poison for all I know.
No, it's not. Everybody, a lot of people, it's a challenge that people, you're not opposed to challenges. Nope. So you eat a little surstroming and everything will be fine. And we'll call it a deal.
That was drink.
Oh, you could drink if you want, but the juice if you like. So it's your choice. You can either drink a little bit of the juice or just eat a little bit of it. And I have one more video. I have the last video of our beer challenge, so that'll be going up afterwards. Dr. Macaulay was a great host. Him and his wife Bonnie, fantastic people. He is by far a genius, and we're very lucky to have him on board in our projects, executive producing as well as creative producer here for IFB. And so he'll come on and he'll tell us about some stuff, but we have some surprises for you guys. You guys are what you guys know that Tipsy and I have been working hard to keep Battlestar Galactica alive and well. And so, we have some stuff to announce later on. You guys are going to be so surprised because it's all good stuff, all good news. So hopefully you guys have been watching, and that's how it plays. XG3 Film Productions. George is in the house, so thank you for coming up. And D. Adams, thank you for joining us live on our show here. Really appreciate it. So, you guys, as soon as you come up, if I spot you, I will do a shout out. And I was out and about. I went to Denver, and then I went to Canada, as you well know, since Doc Macaulay said it himself in the video, one of the videos at least, when we did our challenge. And so we were scheduled to have a special guest come on and give us an special update and insight onto Battlestar Galactica show and / movie that was supposed to be coming on. And it apparently is not making it onto Peacock like it was supposed to. So that's a major disappointment. If you watch or follow our social media, we posted the official article from Variety magazine on there. So unfortunately, it's not happening. So on Peacock, and hopefully we'll get some insights. And in the meantime, I want you guys to know that Tipsy and I also have some other stuff, though, more positive news. I
think, and we were talking earlier before the show, and it's like, I think it's so important that you don't get frustrated. I mean, we've been waiting. We're Battlestar fans. We know how to wait because we've been waiting a long time. Just because something new doesn't come out, or something they cancel something or whatever, The only way this fandom dies is if you quit.
That's right.
Don't
And
quit.
we're not quitting. Nope.
Never quit. Never give
Not
up.
quitting.
Never surrender.
Nope.
I think that's. But seriously, don't give up. I mean, that's how this fandom stays together, and that's how we stay together as a family, and that's how we stay together as a fleet. We don't let the people don't wander off. Stay the course, and keep the faith, as we've been always told in the past.
That's right. Kim Harms says, so are there any Battlestar Galactica people at any upcoming shows? Yes, there are. So Rob Baum, I know that you're up on who's at what. So if you would do me a favor and put up some news on that, I'd really appreciate that. Or Paul, Commander Kane, please let us know. And so there is a bet.
Oh, try that.
What is that? Good day from Baz. Yeah,
that was interesting.
There you go. It's somebody's birthday out there, so
I'm sure it is somebody. Celebrating. Happy birthday, whoever you are.
Baz says, honestly, I don't mind that it didn't happen. Sometimes a good thing can't be beaten. That's correct. John Radley Jr., thank you for joining us live. Scouts are picking up a huge con in Atlanta. Yes, big con coming up. Don't know if we're gonna get any Galactica faces there.
No, I don't know. We're gonna try to get. We have as a press, we have the ability to go in and talk to some of the people, but there are no Galactica people there, anyways. But the some of the ones that we're trying to get a hold of is we're trying to get to do a Walter Koenig is there, so we'll try to get it with him. We'll try to get a couple other. We're limited to 10 interviews. They're very picky when it comes down to interviews. You're not allowed to interview anybody at their booths, like we do a lot in the past. So, but you can interview fans in the hallway as you want, which is really great because there's so many great costumes and so many great people there. But it's always difficult to interview any books, any writers, any actors, or anything like that. You're not allowed to interview because there's so many people in there, and there's just no room, and they don't want you setting up and doing things and people doing that. So, but we do have a list of people that we're trying to get a hold of, and we're going to hopefully get into that. And always, we'll cover the Dragon Con parade.
Oh, absolutely. So you guys know that with our affiliation with Dr. McCauley, he is he's co-written and he's worked a lot on various projects, including Dark Legacies with Walter Koenig. So he will probably get us the interview with Walter.
That'd be great, yeah.
So stay tuned for that. Franz Gerber, thank you for joining us live. Let's see. Baz was working on the Viper trailer today.
It's also clearing the Gibbs workshop as the Viper will be rolling out the front door soon.
Wow. Let's see. 19 cycles for the Dragon Con.
Really? Is it only 19 days? Holy crap.
Yeah. Ashley is watching us live. Thank you for joining us, everybody, live. Appreciate it. We're broadcasting on YouTube, on IFB, on Tipsy Toaster Productions. There's another one. There's our Twitch channel. And
we have a backup. We always run a backup on Stranded Warrior.
Okay, that's right. And so Sean Shallow's with us. Sean from Battlestar Bulletin Board.
Sean, that was an awesome picture. That I want to capture that new version of a Cylon somehow. I know it's probably AI, but it still looks really cool. And I have some ideas that if I can't write a Battlestar book, maybe I'll write my own, and that'll be my own. That'll be my
your muse,
my protagonist.
Oh, that's right. You showed me a close up of something. Hey, what did you picked up something Battlestar related?
Yeah, I was out.
Yeah, let me see that.
I've been scouring some things. I've been looking for some covers that I've been missing, and I found one of the covers. I got some more on the order, but man, this cover has always been the greatest. It's by Chen, and it's by the Battlestar Galactica Classic. Hang on, let me get the big. Let me get the big one here. Miller,
right? That we interviewed.
Yep. That is. That's his. Yeah.
Yep.
This is a beautiful picture. I love this picture.
Okay. All right.
Right before the Colonial Warrior there gets smoked in the head.
No.
Gun pointed at him, and then after he gets smoked in the head, the sword comes down and chops his head off. But not only that, but does anybody see anything else on the Cylon's chest?
Get it closer. Get closer. Oh, look at that.
Talk about
He's one.
they
Wow.
they know anybody right there draws something like that knows the Battlestar Galactica thing,
Oh, that is so cool.
and that's amazing.
Yeah,
Don't need the
too bad
rest
he's
of
gonna
that.
die
Just need
twice.
that part right there. Just that part
Yeah, he
right there.
gets
We don't
killed
need
twice.
that part down there where he's trying to catch up and he's gonna die anyways.
Yeah, he's
But
gonna die
anyways,
twice. That's okay. That's all right.
so this is
So-
an incentive cover, which means you look at the corner, right?
It says incentive cover. Wow.
cover, and incentive covers are only given to shops that order a large number of Battlestar Galactica comic books.
Right.
So you have to order X amount to get one
Right.
of these.
Right.
So these are very these are given only to the people who order the Battlestar Galactica. So it goes to the comic book shops. So I've always been looking for this incentive cover, and it popped up in my feed. And I'm like, yes, and I grabbed it.
Very cool.
What you got? Anything
Very
cool? You've been out and about.
Yeah, I got a couple of things. One of them is this is it's sort of like a fanzine. It's a Pulp Adventures Press USA, and it is from I believe like the mid '80s or so, and Pulp Adventures, and it has a huge. Yes, Michael Kaluta in comic books. He introduced a new generation to the Shadow, and I was simultaneously introduced to the Shadow by this DC run and, of course, some of the novels. But when I saw that, I'd never seen him in comic books done the way Kaluta did him, and that solidified my my love for the Shadow. And so this is it's like a fanzine.
Huh.
And I picked that up at.
Does it got stories inside, or what's it got?
Well, yeah, you know what? Let me show it to you. It's really cool. And
You know me and fanzines. I'm a fanzine.
yeah,
nut.
no, this is. Look at this.
Ooh.
This is definitely.
Are those stories, or are those just?
No, I think that's an exciting short story. There you go.
Okay, they are stories.
Yep.
So that is a
And
fanzine.
Yeah, well, yeah. It has an exciting short story and 4 smashing articles and features. So let's see, where is Writer's Digest? Rich Harvey. So Shadow Play is part of the 4 smashing articles by somebody named Rich Harvey, and there is some artwork here. You'll like that. Here, look,
Ooh.
artwork
Oh
in there.
my gosh.
Yeah, right. So yeah, it is a fanzine, but check this out. They got some really cool pictures.
So it's a fanzine, but it's more of an official fanzine.
It's sort of like a magazine, I would say.
Yeah.
Look at this thing. Yeah, this is pretty cool.
That's nice.
That's amazing, right? I like that stuff. So let me just show off.
Sounds like it's pretty heavy duty paper-wise.
paper. Yeah, it is. It's
like-
really good. No, it's not.
Not like
it's
the
not
dot matrix printer stuff that I have for fanzines back
Correct.
behind me.
No. This is done. This is printed up, by, professionally. So it's really, really cool.
That's pretty
I
cool.
saw this at Black and Red, as in READ, in Denver. On my
Never heard of
way.
that place. Let's check that one out.
Yeah, it's a great used bookstore. And then this is a
Yep, that looks familiar. I've ordered
Yep.
mine.
Dracula the Return, The Cult of the White Worm, all right, by our very own Dr. Macaulay. This one, believe it or not, is autographed right here. This is for John 1. And I have something else for you, which is this.
Ooh.
Dracula's Bedlam. Look at that.
Is that the... Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
That's nice. It's really
Yeah.
beautiful.
it's really cool. So,
Oh, wow, it's thick.
hardcover. And it's autographed.
Cool.
And yeah, so this is...
Oh, large print. That's what I need.
Yep. Yeah,
Me
tell
and
me about
Lola,
it.
right, Lola?
There you go. So Dracula's Bedlam, Chapter 3, and part of it's illustrated. There's some illustrations
That's
as
cool.
well. Yeah. So that's for you, Tipsy Toaster. So, and I got something for Tiny Bean, and that's courtesy of Dr. Macaulay. I'll show you some other things that he actually gifted, which is very, very nice of him. It was incredible meeting him. He is, like I've said to many prior, but confirmed in person, is Chris, you and I mentioned it. We said that he's operating on like a genius level. And
Pete said it today. I was like, I'm a little ADD-ish. No, you're kidding me, right? No way, I would have never guessed. That and the multiple personalities. Just kidding, I don't have those. Shut up about you. But anyways, when he said that today, I was like, some of you guys will understand the reference, but Apocalypse Now, when the boat lands and they're met by the photographer, and he's there. He's on another level. He's the man. You don't understand him. He's just so wild.
That's it. That's exactly
I'm
it.
gonna have to find that clip.
That's awesome. Yeah, Paul, the shadow does know. Let's see. Ben says I bought Dune Part 2 on DVD this week, so good to watch it in the comfort of home. Lola says got that right, Chris. And Celadonio, thank you for watching live here, IFB Interfleet Broadcasting. We're talking about some of our favorite shows back and forth, whether it's Galactica or some of the new Stoker vs. Dracula things that are coming out. There's a lot of movement on that front. There's something else that we have. We decided, IFB did, Tipsy Toaster and I, we've decided that we will be giving out original, near mint condition Topps trading cards. I know, Chris, you like this. It's destroying the human refuse.
That's right.
So anytime
That's an awesome
you
card right there. That's the best card of the deck.
Oh God. Okay. So as we've been doing conventions, I was trying to pick how to start this, but we were hosted by Chris Fian and the Empire City Garrison, and we did a charity convention in Long Island, New York, a few weeks ago, and it was fantastic. We had a really, really good time. We had a table. We had our backdrop. If you go to our social media on IFB on Facebook, you'll see some pictures from it. And we've decided that when we do get when we have tables, we will have a setup where anyone that comes up and scans our QR code, right? So they scan our Facebook. It'll go right to the Facebook, and if they like it, they will get an original 1978 Battlestar Galactica card. So there's about 100 here, and as people do that, they will get whatever one they want. So one each. Any person that comes to our table and scans the QR code and likes our page, you can get a card. We were giving out original Star Wars cards, courtesy of Tipsy Toaster, during the Empire City Garrison mini convention for charity. So we went out there, we donated. It was all for charity for cerebral palsy. And so that was with Commander Chris Fian hosted, and he was great. We had a real good time. So that's something that we will be doing from now on. And I believe that Charlene's on, Susan's on. Excellent. Thank you for joining us live. Appreciate it. John 1, of course, is with us. Let's see. Kim Harm says, just got my signed The Virgin's Embrace. It's great. Yes, that's actually Dr. Macaulay mentioned that, that's a great one. He's very proud of that. Jack Clark, thank you for joining and watching us live. Appreciate it. And Amistad, thank you for joining us here on Interfleet Broadcasting, where we talk a lot about science fiction and old TV shows from the 70s and 80s and some of the modern stuff also, because I grew up with the Tipsy Toaster, my co-host here and co-founder. We grew up watching these shows, and so we love talking about them because we're fans. And I think one of the things that we want to make sure everybody knows is we have made a fan film dedicated. It's in the world of the original Battlestar Galactica, and of course that's called The Stranded Warrior. and we have some news in case you guys haven't heard. We want to make sure that we get the word out. We are very, very close to completing a festival edit, but in the meantime, the Stranded Warrior has actually, we created a trailer, and that's with the help of all of you fans that helped us when we did our Kickstarter. You all contributed to it, and we're very proud. Many of you have seen the trailer, and now we're getting some awards and some accolades for the trailer. Right, so we put together a really, really cool trailer, and we're starting to win some awards for it. And that's before we start putting out a new poster. We have the official movie poster. So prior we had the collector's edition. So for those that had supported us during the campaign for the movie, the fan film we did called The Stranded Warrior, you all have a signed, autographed movie poster that was made specifically for all supporters and collectors. Now we're going to have an official movie poster, and we're going to enter it into competition. Thanks to Chris Marshall and Chuck and everybody else that have helped us out with the artwork. Chris Marshall was at the tip of the spear. I mean, he really was working hard getting that and putting it together, and we're about this close to reveal it. So that's going to be really, really cool. I think you guys will all enjoy it, and that will be entered into festival competition, along with, of course, the trailer. Our trailer is in no less than a dozen competitions, and most of them take place later this year. Some of them will be in the beginning of 2025, but some of them are going to start taking place this fall. And so I want to, kind of announce a little bit about that. And I'm looking to see, there's a bunch of comments. Thank you guys. Anthony Nelson, thank you for joining us. Appreciate you guys jumping on and watching us live. Sometimes we get tens of thousands of views later on in repeat because our show stays on the air. So thank you everybody for watching. We're talking about science fiction. We're talking about Battlestar Galactica, which is a big reason for us to be on this show, right? We've been here for 4 seasons. We've been here for 4 years, and we're getting close to the anniversary date to start our 5th year streaming live. And we've already had, we've branched out with IFB exclusive, where we do like 30-minute smaller pieces of our segment. It's a little bit of just a taste of what's going on. And you guys are watching that as well. We really appreciate that. We also are moving forward with our productions. So we've done The Stranded Warrior. We've actually produced and filmed another movie, which is called The Tower Protocol Resurrection. And that is in rough cut version as we speak. We need to complete some special effects, and then it will be put out into film festivals as well. And we have high hopes for that. Very proud of it. Tipsy Toaster, the crew basically are all involved in that as well. Executive producing on both The Stranded Warrior and The Tower Protocol Resurrection is Dr. Chris McCauley, and he's bringing all of his resources to play on both productions. We've also signed Dr. McCauley for 3 scripts, and we're going to be filming later in this year, 2024. We're going to be filming another short, followed by another short in 2025, beginning of the year, and it's going to include some names that you guys are going to recognize from various science fiction TV shows and movies. It looks like we may have some well-known thespians involved in some of our future shorts. And we're going to have hopefully some comic books attached and some other things kicking in there as well. So it's looking good, guys. And then, of course, we'll be doing the convention circuit as best as we can. Victor, thank you for joining us live. Welcome to Interfleet Broadcasting. I'm just giving a little bit of background information on our activities. IFB, Interfleet Broadcasting, exists because of the show Battlestar Galactica, the original, and the Tipsy Toaster, my co-host, co-founder, co-producer. We came together, and here it is. And yes, it is going to be very exciting. Lola, we're working hard to, fans fuel the fleet, as we say here. So we are doing that. We're going to be fueling the fleet, and we have some really cool, exclusive insights to share with you guys tonight. As a matter of fact, Dr. McCauley will be joining us later on, and he's going to bring some exclusives of his own from some of the projects that he's involved in. And believe me, he's got a lot of great stuff going on. It was a real big pleasure meeting him in person, and I hope you guys have enjoyed the challenge that we rose to the occasion. And so, Dr. McCauley and I, we drank some of the most challenging beers that exist in Canada, and it was quite funny, in my opinion. I had a really, whole bunch of laughs. I hope you guys got a chance. There is one more. I'll be posting that tomorrow. So tomorrow will be the final challenge, and again, a lot of fun. So that's great stuff. Do you all have any future cons you're committed to? I can tell you yes. As a matter of fact, Kim, we have IFB will be at Dragon Con. IFB in one form or another will be at New York Comic Con, and IFB will be represented at LA Comic Con. And myself and Bert Oliver Bomer will be at the LA Comic Con. And I put in for a panel. I haven't heard back from LA. If they give us the panel, it'll be great. I will let you know, all of you know where we're going to be, obviously. But if we don't get a panel, Bert and I will be there. So, I'll post it, let you guys know. If any of you are going, please get in touch with us at info@interfleetbroadcasting.com. Let us know you're going to be there so that we can all meet up for some pictures so we can post that up. But yes, Bert Oliver Bomer, award-winning sci-fi author, is going to be meeting up with me, and we're going to go to the LA Comic-Con. And so that's pretty much, for now, where we're going to be going. And let's see. O'Neill, thank you for joining us. Michael Flappy Mingo is watching. Thank you for watching and tuning in. And let's see. Who else? Did I miss anybody? Baz got to go. Cutting and welding. Fans fuel the fleet. God bless you all. Love Baz. Baz, keep us posted. Thank you for updates. And you get that Viper rolling. Tipsy?
Ready?
Yep.
Just working in the background, making sure our guest is set up for later. He is.
Okay.
He's out there. He's not out there, but he's out there. He's there, but he's not.
He's there.
He's not like out there. I mean, he's
okay. So
he's connected. So we'll get her started.
So he's connected. So we do. I figured. I was hoping. Do we?
Time for a toast.
Time for a toast.
Did you? I mean, we are 31 minutes into the broadcast, and we have not toasted anybody. I am not having any alcohol.
Okay,
and that's a problem.
Yeah, it is a problem. Well, let's set this up then. Let's set this up. So this is one of the reveals that we have tonight, right, Tipsy? Is the fact that we have now an affiliation with a well-known coffee company, and so we met them at a New York Comic Con a couple years ago, and we've worked out a deal so that anyone that purchases any of the great flavored or non-flavored coffee from this company, IFB will receive a small portion of that. Yep. So it's going to help.
We'll get you most of that information later on, so don't order from there yet. We have a affiliate link waiting for them to send back to us, and then you can order coffee.
That's right. So tonight we're kind of going halfway with this because we're going to start drinking the coffee that we're going to be representing and affiliated with. So
Doesn't mean the Tipsy Toaster's not going to use Kahlua with that coffee, by the way.
Well, that's up to you. But so we're going back to our origins, full circle. Here is IFB Interfleet Broadcasting.
Yeah, the IFB ones. Yes, you're right.
No. That's the wrong one. There.
That's the
no.
That's the right one. If you ask me,
that's the favorite. Just okay. Not it.
Okay. You know what you're talking about?
Yeah, we're talking about this one. That's right. All right. This is what we used to use back when we first started season 1, and now we're going to go full circle. Except that this time we're going to have that affiliation, and so we're going to be getting a little bit of kickback from those sales. And so tonight we're going to mix it up. I'm going back to the King of Beers. Voila, Budweiser. Thank you. Yeah. Chris, what are you going to?
I got a great beer. I have Dark Hollow from Blue Mountain Barrel House.
Oh boy.
Imperial Stout. I recently went to their brewery. And,
did you?
Yeah, if you ever get a chance to go to the Blue Mountain Brewery in Nelson County, Virginia, the food there and the beer there have been the best I've ever had. So the food was amazing.
Wow.
And then this one is Dark Hollow, challenges of spirit, adventures, and all who seek higher level to an ancient brew. Dark Hollow blends a miracle of two crafts, brewing and distillation. Create a work of greater than the sum of its parts. American oak barrels, bourbon barrels, and the breathing in and out of the wood makes the depth of character. I love beers or stouts that are in bourbon barrels. Oh, they taste so good. And actually, this is local to the Virginia, and they actually have a big. In Virginia, there's a big tunnel that you can go hiking through. That's what that's based on.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah,
Jess,
fantastic. Guys, you hear your people? Yeah, whatever. Just shut up and go.
Drink some beer. Perez, drink some beer. Perez, thank you for joining us. Clarence, hey, Dorian, award-winning sci-fi author. Dorian Keyes with us. Thank you for joining, everybody. Right. And 1, 2, 3. There we go. Boom. Done. And it goes into ta-da, coffee mug.
Yeah. Here we go. Look at that. That's as dark as coffee is.
Wow.
That looks like coffee.
Wow.
Look how dark that is.
Freaking dark, man. Holy mackerel.
Dark as my soul.
Yeah, no kidding. Woof. Jason, thank you for joining us live. We're about to toast. So. Yep.
As we always say, it's the fans that are the important, and the people who behind the scenes, the people who create the worlds, everything else. We toast to you because fans fuel the fleet. So
there you go, guys. Fans fuel the fleet. To you. Okay. Excellent. Budweiser. Love Budweiser. As a matter of fact, in Denver, I went to the Coors tour. And
so you went to a water plant? Why did you go to a water plant?
Jokes. You got jokes, man. That's Uncle Joe. Thank you for sponsoring the tour. He retired from Coors.
Wow. He worked for the city.
Oh, man. Okay.
They filter out the water there,
All righty. Oya Nurdin Buryad, thank you for joining us live. And Gabriel and Basro, Anthony, thank you all of you for joining us live here on Interfleet Broadcasting. Appreciate you. Coors, the beer of my childhood, says Janet. Yes. Yes. There was
Mad Dog 2020, the drink of my childhood. If alcohol is a crutch, Mad Dog is a wheelchair.
I'm sorry I've been absent here. I've been a little busy lately, Dorian. No worries. I was just mentioning earlier that we are very close to our rough cut.
You will be getting at least a couple of scenes by the end of the weekend to start working on audio-wise.
That's right.
Promise. Scout's honor.
Thank you. Richly,
Cylon's honor.
You for joining us. Danielle, thank you for joining us live here on IFB Interfleet Broadcasting. And let's see. Yes, Charlene, we're getting really close. Murugan, thank you for joining us here on Interfleet Broadcasting. And we just toasted to everybody. So as you know, we're going to be doing coffee soon, since we have an affiliation, a corporate affiliation. So there is a small amount that we will be getting back to help cover some of the costs of our professional platform that we use here, vMix, as well as some of the other expenses, emails,
quite a few expenses.
Yeah,
we have emails and don't worry about it. That don't worry about that stuff, people. We've got that covered.
Christine and Rob, thank you. But if you're inclined to get good flavored coffee or just regular coffee, we're gonna have a company. I'll show you it. We actually did talk about it a couple years ago when we first met them.
We met them at New York Comic Con.
Yeah, that's right. Elizabeth Nadmead, thank you for joining us. And what is the coffee company? I'll show you. I have a.
We'll have an affiliate link. We'll post up here in the next this weekend. We'll have the affiliate link on there, and we'll make sure that comes there.
You have to use our link. So when you use the link, you then go in and order from that. So thank you for joining us.
And I've had their coffee before. It's pretty good.
It's good. Oh yeah, it's good. And I'm going to try some of the unflavored as well, because they have Blue Mountain and they have a whole bunch of other ones as well.
They have regular
coffee. Yeah. Dale Munson, thank you for joining us live here on Interfleet Broadcasting. Zamdi, thank you for joining us. So Chris, Lieutenant Starbucks, no, this is better than that. Do we have our special guest?
Yes. Would you like to introduce our special guest?
Yes. Everett Burrell was on our show, so he's coming back. He made a promise, and he's keeping his word. He is a producer known for The Umbrella Academy, Pan's Labyrinth, and Night of the Living Dead. He's done so much more than just that. We talked a lot about that back on his previous spot that he did with us. We had a really, really good time talking about his projects and, how he got involved and, doing all of these great TV shows and movies, as well as, working on Babylon 5, which is really cool. I don't know. I'm going to pick a couple from his list. Batman Returns. How about that? And let's see. Phantom of the Opera, Freddy's Nightmares, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Wow. Monkey Shines, Phantasm 2. Woo, Phantasm 2, The Lost Boys, Harry and the Hendersons, Creep Show. Yeah, Vamp, Aliens, Invaders from Mars, Day of the Dead, Reanimator, Trancers, and there is in there somewhere, I know that there is, the Fantastic Four. Oh, excellent. We did mention that last time. So Prometheus, The Mist, Lucifer, Planet Terror, Flight of the Living Dead, Pan's Labyrinth, I mentioned already. The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl 3D. Yep. Sin City.
There's one to be proud of, I'm sure.
Blade Trinity, Hellboy. Wow. Gothica. The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
That's a good one.
Justice League. Whoa, Justice League TV series. I love that. It was great. Dungeons and Dragons. The miniseries Dune, which is really good. Then from 2000, I really enjoyed that. That was really good. Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Hercules, The Legendary Journeys, which a lot of us really enjoyed. So
we better bring him on. We were never going to get him on if you keep reading.
And I just scanned Everett Burrell. Thank you so much for coming back. He made a promise, and he's here. We were hoping for I don't know. Let's see. This was a Battlestar Galactica related promise, Everett. So we kind of know that Peacock pulled the plug, but what can you tell us?
Yeah, man, that's the same thing I heard. Exactly the same thing. It's unfortunate. I think we would all love to have seen it come to realization, but I think it's on hold until someone can pick it up. That's the last I heard.
Wow. Can you tell us what your role was supposed to be?
No, I was literally, I was not involved in the show. I had some very close friends who were involved, and that's it. I'm a big fan of the show. I'd love to see it get made, but I'm not involved.
So what if anything were you able to pick up on what the heck was going on? Was this a decision mid-level, high level, or just, I mean, it was.
Well, I mean, look, I can tell you, I was involved in a really cool big project last year that we did an amazing test on, and the same thing happened where it just I think it's the appetite to spend money right now on big projects like that is not super. They're not super excited about writing checks.
There's been a lot of talk in the margins about how executives are holding back from doing a lot of sci-fi. Just the costs are prohibitive, or at least they don't want to spend. They'd rather, like, one of the genres that might be moving a little bit easier seems to be horror. What's your take on it?
Agreed, man. After looking at Late Night with the Devil and Long Legs, they're much smaller budgets and they have a better return. And I'm a huge horror fan, so I love it. I love going to theaters and seeing great horror films. But yeah, I think that's definitely the appetite right now. But the show we were working on was really cool. Unfortunately, they passed on it in April. I can't tell you who passed on it, but if you want a sneak preview, I can show it to you.
Of course, absolutely. Let's do it.
Can I share my screen?
I don't know.
I'm going to try right now.
If it is on your website,
I'm sharing. You ready? Can you see it?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to play.
Oops. Hang on. There we go.
Try again?
Yep, there we go.
Want to try again?
There we go.
All right,
again.
we'll try one more time. All right, here we go.
Whoa.
Here we go. One more time. It's not playing real good, is it?
It's all right.
This is good enough.
Is it on your...
What is that? Wow.
Ah.
So that never made it. Same kind of thing. I just think it was a budget issue.
Wow.
Unfortunately, we spent a lot of effort and a lot of love on that. It just didn't happen, unfortunately.
Wow. So, Everett, what would it take to revive that project that you shared with us? Like, what other than just money? I mean, what would you need to? What's the kind of hook that you would have to, bring into play to make that happen?
I think money is part of it. It's a big, expensive show. I think there's a lot of contraction and budgets and things going on right now. But yeah, I think that's part of it, and trying to come up with a better way to make it, a fun, cool show. But obviously for a price, and that's always a tough part.
Wow, that looked pretty cool though. That was really something.
It was fun, man. We shot in New Zealand. It was absolutely incredible. What a great crew! What a great team! I'm bummed it didn't make it.
Wow. So, I mean, you've been in the business for decades, and is that typical? Pilots or trailers get made for projects and then they don't happen.
Yep, I've probably done maybe 10 or 15 over the last 20 years of shows that never saw the light of day.
Wow.
It's amazing you spend that much money to do something just for the trailer and the filming and all that to just let it die.
So
I think there's a point of no return where they, what's going to be the long term, the big picture of it all.
Wow. So in terms of what we've heard with the failed Galactica on Peacock, it wasn't really defined as to whether or not it had gotten any further than pen on paper or the ink on paper. Did you? I know that they had names attached, and you said some of your friends were involved, but you don't know that maybe they had actually. Did they take any small steps forward outside of it being written out?
I don't know, to be honest. I really don't. I think scripts is always step one, and then you got
Yeah.
to budget them and break them down and look into that. I just think, man, it's a weird time in Hollywood right now. That's all I can say.
Wow. Wow. That's too bad. So
But it's not a bad time. It's just a weird time.
okay, all right, good. Okay, all right, that's good. We'll take that. We'll take that. Oh man, man, if we had like a Bezos to walk in and say, you know what, I think maybe I'll pick that up, would be pretty cool. But yeah,
You never know. I mean, there's so many moving parts to all these studios. I mean, look at Paramount's being sold, and all these big studios. Things are changing so much right now, and the audience's appetites, and what films make money, what TV shows are hits. It's complicated.
A lot of
Wow.
flux.
yeah. So what if anything would you? Where's your outlook at, Everett, as a producer? Are you looking? I know that, like, for example, we have up the Umbrella Academy is coming out. That's a done project. But what would be something that you're looking to do? Are you looking to get into movie, motion picture versus a series? Does it matter to you, or how do you see things?
Look, over the last 3 months, I've gotten some amazing scripts, stuff that I can't talk about, heavily NDA, that kind of stuff, but
Right.
really exciting stuff that I think, and a lot of it's new and original material, which I think is great.
Any
As opposed
sci-fi?
to, but yeah, some sci-fi stuff, some
Oh, cool.
action adventure, some like drama, sort of slash horror stuff. I mean, there's a lot of good mixes of things that I've seen out there that are really exciting. But it's we've gone through the first quarter was okay, second and third quarter. That we're hitting the third quarter right now of the corporate structure. I think by the time October rolls around, you'll start seeing stuff being greenlit.
Okay, cool. That's good news. Good news for everybody, for yourself,
Yeah.
and for
Exactly.
the actors. I mean, you're in a business. This is how you make your bread and butter. And if things are not getting green lit, then there's obviously no money flowing. So that's always a problem.
Exactly. Especially for my bank account.
Yeah, there you go.
Everett, do you ever? I think we discussed a little bit of the convention scene, that sometimes that you have done conventions or not.
Yeah, I have, and I had a friend go to the Star Trek convention in Vegas last weekend. He said it was incredible. That's something I would love to see. I've never been to that convention, but I heard it was amazing. Comic-Con, I haven't been in 15 years, but I do hit conventions. A lot of the Night of the Living Dead or Day of the Dead, like sort of the George Romero conventions, I've hit. But yeah, no, I'm up for it. I love the fans. I love the dealers' rooms. I love seeing model kits and comic books. I'm still a huge nerd.
Ooh, cool.
Love it. We
All right,
love it.
Favorite comic.
All right, well, I just dug this out recently. I love this so much. Remember this?
Yeah, we get
there you go.
full size.
By the way, there you go. We Three. Have you seen it?
Oh.
This is great. I highly recommend this comic. It's pretty old, but it's amazing.
That doesn't look old. That looks brand new.
Well, it's been sitting in my bag in the shelf. So, but,
What else you got? Come on, Everett. Give us another one.
oh God! Oh my gosh! So many great comics. Obviously, I grew up on X-Men, the Chris Claremont, John Byrne, Terry Austin years. So that was my big thing. And then I followed John Byrne as an artist quite a bit onto Avengers and Fantastic Four. He did a great Superman run that I thought was amazing. So I'm still, again, I love this stuff so much. I want to see more of it get made, but it's just a tough time right now. I think a lot of studios are being really picky on what they pick up.
Everett, I know that you're involved with Umbrella Academy and the upcoming season. What exactly did you do on that? What was your job? Can you break it down for us on this upcoming season?
Sure. So senior VFX supervisor. It means I'm there for prep, shoot, and post all the way to the end. I was also co-executive producer, which meant that I had a lot of responsibilities dealing with the other department heads above and beyond my visual effects duties.
Wow.
Dealing with, you know, everything from safety to talking to the actors to, really integrating with the other departments. And that's really the key. What producers do is they make sure everybody's communicating and everyone's on the same page. And I know people think producers don't do anything. They're absolutely pivotal, especially if you got a couple good ones. They can really make a difference.
How
do you want to play this?
Yeah. Can we? Yeah, are we gonna get hit with a strike for the music?
I don't think so.
All right, yeah, let's play this.
I don't know if you'll hit the music or not. Do you hear the music?
I'm not.
I don't.
Okay, good. Okay, I muted it out.
So this is from season 3. I haven't put up my season 4 stuff yet because it just came out. I'll put that out maybe in the next couple of weeks. But yeah, no, it was a phenomenal run. We had a great time. We had the premiere party at the Egyptian in Hollywood on Monday. It was really fun to see the cast and crew. It was absolute blast. And Netflix has been great to us. So, super, super stoked. Happy to work for that team at Netflix anytime they want because I love them and they're absolutely fantastic.
This is really cool.
What are so do you don't do any of the actual, you had in the past have done it, but you don't do any of the actual animation on this. What are they using?
No, I just take credit for it.
I mean, you're supervising them, I'm sure, but what are they using to do all of this? I mean, is this green screen work? Do you supervise the green screen? Do you supervise everything?
This is such a combination, such a mix of bag of tricks that we use. Everything from interactive light to an actor who plays Pogo in a great tracking mark suit to all that.
You actually motion capture too. Yeah,
absolutely. So there's so much involved that, especially on this character Pogo, we had to redevelop his look because he's sort of in a biker gang. And he's all buff and works out and drinking whiskey and got a gun at the table. It was great. It was a fun season. And this season is a lot of fun too. I mean, I'm not going to spoil anything, but there's some guest surprises and some cameos of past characters that I think will be but the fans will react well to it.
What are they? What's the main? So we're using all different types of programs. So what's the main engine and behind a lot of this? Are you guys using Unreal or Unity or anything like that, or is it?
I mean, look, for previs and that kind of stuff, sure, but we can use game engine stuff. But every vendor has their own proprietary. Like Weta has their own special renderer. Some people, will use, obviously Maya is a big, cross-platform tool for animation and rigging and modeling. But some people use ZBrush, and we've been experimenting a lot of AI tools for textures and doing concept art. So it's a lot of different things.
Oh wow, there's some. Oh wow.
Oh wow, that's cool. Ooh, that's awesome. So
all the muscles, the skeleton, all that stuff. I mean, this is Weta, man. They're obviously best in the world. We love them and have a great relationship with them. And it was a lot of fun to do biker pogo, so to speak.
That's fucking cool.
That's awesome. Wow. Oh, the behind the scenes is always sometimes some of the best. Gotta love it.
Yeah, we got a guy named Ken Hall playing pogo on set, but Adam Godley did the voice in London. So, we would shoot Ken as the body reference, and then we would add Adam Godley's voice later on. And then Weta would animate to that.
Wow. And August 8th, today, I believe, is the release date, correct?
Yep, that's correct. Came out, I think, midnight last night. I watched a couple episodes just to refresh my memory. And, hey, man, been a long run. I'm super happy that it's out. I hope the fans like it.
Oh well, I've been
But I mean,
watching.
that's the important thing. I mean, so it's we always talk about the people behind the scenes. You're one of the people behind the scenes that create this world. I mean, there's actors and you see this person in the bodysuit and everything else. It's all one big team to create
Yeah.
a fandom to make this so cool.
And we all love it. We're all geeks and nerds on set. I mean,
Oh yeah,
our prop, master, she was like, nerding out over like one of the catalogs where they had a Grail diary for sale, from Last Crusade, and
yep.
she was totally. I mean, like we all grew up on this stuff. We totally get it. Even the stunt team, they're all nerds and dorks. They love Star Wars,
Really?
and Star Trek. Yeah, yeah.
Love it.
That is so cool to know. I mean, normally I would think, I'm just here for the money kind of thing.
No, and they love old movies and old TV shows, and we talk about all that kind of stuff growing up. So, especially our directors, I had like one director named Jeremy Webb is from the UK, and we grew up on watching all the Jerry Anderson stuff, so and UFO and Space 1999 and all that stuff. So,
now you're talking our language.
There you go.
Yeah, we're big fans.
That's
So, Everett, I wanted to ask you about the director. How close did you get to work with the director or directors on this final season? Is it something that what's your involvement, right? As a co-executive producer is one thing, and then you're also doing special effects and stuff. Yeah. So visual effects. How does that work?
Real close with the directors and the DPs, and planning out the sequences. What we normally let them storyboard on their own, the DP and the director, to kind of get their sort of creative outlet, and then we look at them together afterwards, sort of their wish list of things, and then we narrow it down what's possible, what's safe, what's doable with the camera equipment we have, what's doable with the schedule we have and the budget we have. But we always try to really give the director as much room to be creative as possible, but it's tough. We were under a tight schedule and a tight budget at all times, but we always try to really be clever about how to plan things to make the directors happy.
Cool. Wow. That's really, really awesome. Some advice, if you would, on someone that's looking to break into the business. What would you say in today's type of environment versus what it was is totally, even 20 years ago it's different than now, but if somebody's looking to get in, what would you recommend?
I think a really good language of the way films are shot today, TV shows, they're all digital, and understanding the pipeline between the camera all the way through dailies to post-production, and really understanding all the new sort of digital tools that we deal with, at least in the visual effects world. But it really comes down to hard work, and I want to say this with all love and respect to the kids out there, but if you're not willing to work hard and put in the hours, you're not going to get it far. You're not going to get far at all.
So when you say putting in the hours, does that mean coming in as a PA?
Sometimes.
Does it?
Yeah.
Sometimes. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And we're saying, I'm talking about somebody that's coming in from the outside, not somebody that might have, connections, but somebody that's, really gung-ho about it. And I'll tell you, because after retiring from civil service, I went back to get a degree in film, which I'm finishing up in a semester or two. I took some classes ever 20 years ago at School Visual Arts, and dabbled here and there, did a few things, and then I got involved again through friends, and I realized, like you said, the digital world that has overtaken the film industry, TV and the like. I couldn't really wrap my head around what was the new changes, the way titles sometimes change and responsibilities change a little bit. So I went back to film school, and my point is this, Everett. Right now I'm a guy that's in his mid 50s, and I'm amongst 18, 19-year-olds, and some of them, Everett, are saying, I don't think that I need to be in a film program anywhere. What I need to do is get out and PA and bust my butt. And I think, that's what they believe. It's either all or nothing. And I was always someone that felt that, there's got to be a fine line between the two. Learn something, use that along with that, like you said, that the sweat that you got to put in. But I don't know that you learn everything you need to just watching YouTube. I think there's you got to mix it up. What's your opinion?
I agree. The practical application of what we do is so many weird factors. Getting up at 4 a.m., being on set on time. I worked for Stan Winston way back when on Aliens, and when I got hired, he said, we're here at 8 a.m., not 7. We're here at 8, not 8:15. It's 8 a.m. I want you at the door at 8 a.m. And I was always there at 7:59. You know what I'm saying? It was just, you have to take ownership of your life and be responsible, diligent, and just hardworking and positive. Man, you got to have a positive attitude. If you're negative Nelly, you're not going to go far.
Right. So attitude, no matter what, attitude does count.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm like, I met some of these young people. Some of them have fire, Everett, and those that have fire, I know if they stay focused in anything they do, they'll find their way. But without having that fire and being indecisive, I don't know that really helps. I think that you have to want it. And if you want it bad enough, getting out there, and I get doing PA work and doing it right. I've heard it said so many times. If you can't trust me with getting everybody's coffee order right, how would you trust me in a writer's room, or how are you going to trust me to do anything else if I can't get coffee right?
Exactly right. No, I mean, it is, take pride in your work, whether you're getting coffee or you're writing 10 episodes of a TV show. You got to take pride in anything you do, especially to make a statement or to impress, a director or a producer, because they'll see how hard you're working, and they'll remember that, and they'll call you for the next show, and then you'll get a promotion. You'll go from PA to maybe AD, or you go maybe from PA to the stunt team, or to the special effects team, or to construction. It's about, what do you want to do? What are your goals? But you got to be patient. You got to work hard. You got to be on time, and you got to really understand this is a tough business. It's not meant for snowflakes. It just isn't.
Yeah, when I remember, I've always been told every day you interview for your next job.
Exactly right.
Exactly.
And it's not the million things you do right. It's the one thing you do wrong.
Yep. Every day you interview. Every day you're interviewing for your next job. Every time you meet somebody else, you're interviewing for your next job. You're creating those inroads. You're creating those possibilities, and I mean that this stuff here is I was just watching some of the scenes here, and I'm like, oh my god, I wish I had that talent. I Altered Carbon was one of my favorite book series and one of my favorite shows, and just how do they do this? What do they do? And it's just it's I'd say it's PFM. It's pure fracking magic. It's so cool. I mean, what schools do these people go through nowadays? What if you're going to hire somebody? If you are, I don't know if you hire people, but if you hire somebody, you're probably looking for somebody who's worked on a previous project or whatever else. But if you're looking for somebody who just came out of school or just came out of whatever, what are you looking for in regards to someone who's going to work on your team?
I think, man, a good half hour or hour conversation with a potential crew member, whether it's my crew or anybody, you can figure people out pretty quickly in that interview. And I tend to give people a lot of breaks because, sometimes you have a bad interview and maybe, come back another day and rethink about it and, we'll have another talk. But no, you get a good sense of people by what's the old saying? The books they read and the friends they keep.
Oh, good one.
You talk to them about that kind of stuff and what their priorities are, and the films they like. We all have a common thread of certain science fiction and horror and fantasy films we all love, and you kind of dig into their knowledge base and which directors they like, and have they seen a movie in black and white?
Wow. Ooh.
As my son calls them, the gray movies. You want people to really love this, because they're not going to get paid a lot of money and they're going to have long hours.
Passion.
And if you don't love it, then you're in the wrong business. It's going to take you a while. You're not going to roll out of bed and make $200,000 a year. It ain't going to happen.
Yeah, it's passion.
Wow.
It's if you're not willing to put the passion and the love in behind everything, I think it's so important to get that piece of it.
The thing I just showed you, like the test I just showed you guys,
Mhm.
I put my heart and soul into that.
Right.
Yeah.
My heart and soul, and so many people did, and it may never see the light of day. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. It is what it is. But you got to keep on rolling, man. You just have to. If you just wallow in your pity and your own self-depression of failures, you have to pick yourself up, and you got to keep going. You got to try again.
Yep. That goes for our fans too, who want to give up on Battlestar Galactica.
Nope.
Don't do it.
Give up.
Don't do
Oh
it.
my gosh! I had lunch with John Dykstra a few months ago.
No way.
John is a legend of visual effects.
No kidding.
And, oh my gosh!
I'm not worthy.
Star Wars and Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
And all that. And he's still he's so sharp, and he's so on top of it. I didn't get a word in. He sucks all the oxygen out of the room. Put it that way.
Wow.
gosh.
Everett.
He's done he has done so much for visual arts, even from the model phase to where we are now. But he did so much. He created some of the camera rigs that were. He patented them. He's the one. He's the creator of those things. Oh my gosh! I couldn't sit in the same room without going, "Yeah, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy."
The Dykstra Flex was on display at the Motion Picture Academy, and I went and saw it one afternoon. I just stared at it for 4 hours.
Yeah, I was just like, "How does that? Wow, how did he come up with?"
Just think about what they had to go through in the 70s and the 80s.
Oh yeah, the backlit, the models. It just, oh my gosh, it's almost as, I mean, yes, it's probably a step up from claymation, but not by far. I mean, you're talking the models and everything else, and it's just, we've come so far. Now I can sit down, pull up. I went to a class on Unreal Engine for filmmakers. I can pull up Unreal Engine. I can create a gamey. It's not perfect, but I now have, I would never thought I would have that capability. I mean, when I grew up, the first thing I filmed was a stop action models. I had car models, and it was a race. So I was kind of like doing my own, what do you call it? My own, is it Need for Speed kind of deal. And I would take the models, and they were all lined up, and we would go and we'd move them an inch. We had no clue what we were doing. We move them an inch, and we put a little cotton behind the tire, and then rotate the tire a little bit, and then move another inch and cotton, a little bit more cotton. We didn't have any timing information or whatever else. I mean, that was the best I could do. I can't do that now.
No, I think that love, that sort of curiosity
breaks because they sort of.
It's going to carry over into what you do in Unreal. So,
yeah,
I mean, all those disciplines, all those things you've learned, those skills you just transfer to a different type of tool.
Oh yeah, and the tools are just, yeah. I look at some of the stuff now that, Maya and Blender and everything else that are out there, and you're like, there's no way I can learn all of this. I can't do it. It's just so much. I should have started when I was 6.
Amen. and now with Mid Journey and AI, it's just bonkers. It's bonkers.
now AI is like, hey, give me a video of whatever, and all of a sudden you're like, what? Oh my gosh. Where do you see AI where do you see AI taking over in this visual FX field?
Well,
I mean,
I think it has some really great specific usages. And I think, we still going to want actors.
Oh, yeah.
We're still going to want directors and writers. I think it has a specific tool usage. But if someone makes an all AI generated movie with no human interaction, I think people aren't going to dig it.
I agree totally. And then, I think AI can help us build what we want to build.
Yep.
I don't think AI can replace us yet.
I agree.
Although I'm a big fan of the Cylons. Hey, we'll take over. We'll take over in a heartbeat.
Now, I think people still want to see the soul of the artist, whether it's an actor or a writer, or director, or DP, or people like us. They want to see that touch, that feeling, that tactile, that emotion. I don't know. Maybe AI will take over someday, but I'll be. What's that line in Die Hard? I'll be sitting on the beach earning 20%.
Everett, I want to put you on the spot a little bit. What's behind you that says it has your name, and I think it says co-executive producer?
Those are my chairbacks for when we.
They are. That's so cool.
This is the chairback.
Boy.
I got a bunch I've collected over the years, which is for years I never had a chair until I think Altered Carbon was the first show I actually got a chair on with my name on it. I was so honored because that's I've arrived.
Yes. Oh, that's so cool. Oh my God, awesome.
It is fun, but don't sit down too long; you'll get lazy.
That's true. Dr. Chris McCauley says everything you've been espousing is all true. He's working his magic on the Stokerverse and signing deals as we speak for various projects on overseas, and so he's part of our team, and he's listening. And I think he'll be on the show later on, talk about some of his progress as a bestseller and IP franchise creator in his own right. But Everett, you've been quoted on Wikipedia and the Umbrella Academy, and I wanted to bring one of your quotes up. I mean, this has got to be really fresh, but it talks about you confirmed that you used traditional art techniques for early concept art and referenced great actors with iconic faces. What does that mean?
So on season 1, I hired one of my dearest friends in the world named Miles Teves. Miles is an incredible artist. If you look him up, look at his website, look at his artwork, iconic stuff from Robotine, from Legend, from RoboCop. He's an incredible character designer. We hired him to sort of bring Pogo to life, because Pogo was a comic book character, and had very comic book styling. So we wanted to bring Pogo into the real world. And one of the first things Miles and I did was look at great faces of actors, and we went right to Ian McKellen, right to him. I mean, one of the great actors in the world with an amazing face. But we looked at some really cool other actors and just other references of people's faces. There's Miles. Yeah, he's a rock star. And he's such a talented artist, but he draws in pencil, just like very traditional, sketches things out. And I think that tactile, emotional soul carried over into the CG of Pogo. Because we had Miles sculpt a full-scale Pogo head that we scanned, and we gave that data to Weta. And I still really believe in that. I believe in, let's start with something real, and I'm happy to scan it and give it off to the artist, but I want to see it and touch it.
That's cool. So Everett, just pivoting back to some of the other projects, I was a really, really big fan of Altered Carbon. Did you work on both first and second season?
Season 1 only. I was
season 1.
originally hired by Skydance to do a show called Red Mars, which is a series of books. I think it's Red Mars. I think it's Blue Mars, Green Mars. I can't remember the series of books, but it was the first book that they were going to turn into a series. And again, one of those projects that just had a rocky start, and they shelved it. And they had Altered Carbon sort of in the back burner. And when I left Red Mars, they offered me Altered Carbon, and it was enough in prep early on that I got in, with a great team. The great producer Ralph Winter, who produced a lot of the Star Trek films. You look him up; he's absolute fantastic human being and a good friend. Introduced me to Steve Blackman, who was the co-showrunner. That's how I met Steve, and Kerry Meyer, our production designer. We've all remained really good friends over the years. But yeah, Altered Carbon is just a fantastic experience for myself. I moved my whole family to Vancouver. We lived in White Rock. We have great memories of that city and of that amazing country. I mean, Canada is my second home. I've been there so much, and I love those people. I love the community, and both Toronto and Vancouver have been really good to me. But yeah, unfortunately, Red Mars never happened, but Altered Carbon did. And one of the greatest joys of my life was meeting the author of Altered Carbon and having a beer with him. And he told me the inspiration of what, when he wrote the book was based on a Burt Lancaster movie called Lawman. And if you watch that Western, you'll totally pick up on the Altered Carbon references. So it's so fun to meet the authors and the creators of this stuff and find out what makes them tick. And also you get little nuggets of information that you can bring into the story or in the background, whether it's a flying ship or a prop or a hologram or something really super cool that's not necessarily in the script, but was in their head. So it to me, I love hanging out with the creators of this stuff and really kind of, getting where they came from, so I can help translate that to the screen.
There was almost like a loss of magic in that second season. It just wasn't. It didn't feel the same. It lost something. Unfortunately, the first one was phenomenal. I remember watching it and saying to myself, the storyline and the twist in it was just, oh my God, so
and if you ever had a chance to read the books, their books are amazing.
Yeah. I read the first one. I read the first one just so I could, have my information for the series. But yeah, no, I look, there was so much was poured into that first season that I think they weren't really willing to do as much in the second season. But
unfortunately,
I wasn't there.
It shows. It actually shows what it does. Unfortunately, I was afraid to ask, but I wanted to know because I knew you'd have some insights. Because that second season it was not the same. That the first was such a work of art. It was great. I mean, I enjoyed it so much with a passion. And then trying to get through that second one was difficult. It lost a lot of what was there. So, but the first one was the good one. Unfortunately, that happens a lot with some series. But
look at the Babylon 5 pilot. Like I didn't do the pilot for Babylon 5, but I did the series. And the pilot of Babylon 5 is radically different than the one in the show. So, yes, man, there's just especially in TV, there's a weird process of evolution of finding your footing. Mm-hmm. Films don't have that luxury because it's they're one-offs. But if you look at the Marvel films, like look at the Incredible Hulk, and then look at Iron Man and Captain. Those early Marvel films, they were just trying to find their footing. Until they got to the Avengers, and which was just absolutely stellar. So, yeah, no, it's a process. I can't explain. It's lightning in a bottle sometimes, and sometimes it's not lightning in a bottle.
Everett, do you teach? Do you do master classes or anything like that?
No, but I do a lot of this exact type of stuff with fans and sort of give my insights the best I can. I've been offered a few to do some lectures and stuff like that, which I'm thinking about, obviously doing because I really want to pass off my 41 years of experience to people and let them know, what I've encountered, in my journeys and the mistakes that I made. Like I tell my kids, and my son will lose a baseball game, and I said, my grandmother had a saying from the old country, and it goes, winning some and losing some. And that's just the way
so
it is,
true.
you know.
Yeah.
It is, you know. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. There's nothing. I mean, fates have a different, you know, path for us. I don't know what to say, but you know,
Yep.
as long as you're in the game and you're working hard, you know, that's half the battle right there.
Yeah, and you enjoy what you're doing. Yeah.
Yep.
Amen, brother. I'm surrounded by monster model kits and comic books, and I come in this garage, even though it's 9,000 degrees in here right now. I love it. It gives me a lot of smiles.
Everett, we want to thank you for coming back. You promised and you delivered. You said you would come back. You said that you did it, and you did it, and that means a lot to us. Thank you very, very much for taking your time out. We would love to, you know, in the future, as something else comes up, please come back.
I want you back just to talk about altered carbon.
Yeah, man. Anytime, man. You know, that's fine. I have an altered carbon prop. Let me go grab it. Hold on.
Oh
boy!
no.
Oh, so Everett Burrell,
do we have his address? I got a van. I'll be there in a minute.
Yeah. This is a look at his.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh
my God!
Wow! Look at that! Oh wow!
That's from the bad guy's office.
Yep.
Bankrupt.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was in his
exactly. Office. Oh my God, that is so cool. Everett, you're a fan, and
do you ever put in your contract to get one piece of the prop versions for everything?
No, but you know, as long as I can, you know, butter up the production designer, I can sneak off with a few things. But they keep a really close tab on props and costumes nowadays because they sell them at auctions.
Yes.
And they become assets. You know,
and idiots like myself buy them. Yeah. And I buy weird stuff because nobody else likes half the stuff I like. I've got 6 or 7 or 8 props, including a huge sign from Defiance. But nobody knows what Defiance is. Nobody. It wasn't main. You know, it was 4 Seasons, but nobody knows. So
you know what? This is a separate topic, but I've never seen The Expanse, but I heard it's really good.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
That's something I want to check out. I think this weekend, maybe burn through a couple.
Get the books. Get the books too. The books are
great sci-fi.
Yep.
Oh, it is great
and
stuff.
It really is sci-fi. It's not.
That's right.
It's not.
Oh yeah.
It is science. They have science into that one so deep. Stuff. You know, with how long it takes to do space battles. The science in the space battles is amazing.
It's good. It's good.
I got a great little just quick story on Babylon 5. We were at the wrap party for season 1, and Harlan Ellison was there.
Ooh.
And the great Harlan Ellison, right? We were at a bowling alley, and he had a beer in his hand, and he came up to me, and I don't think he realized I was the makeup effects guy. I think for some reason he thought I was like the sound designer, and he started yelling at me saying that there's no fucking sound in space. I'm like,
you're right.
I'm like, Mr. Ellison, I don't do the sound. He goes, no. He started getting really angry. He goes, no music. There should be no music and no sound effects in space. I'm like, I'll tell George Lucas that.
Oh boy, Harlan Ellison has that reputation. Oh,
boy, did he ever!
Oh yeah, he lived up to it. Everett, see the difference between someone in the business that's a fan like yourself and those that we meet that are not. It shows in everything that you do, the way you discuss things. Open house, open door here for you. We hope that you can come back to us, whatever project you have that you want to plug, or whatever it is that you have a personal appearance, or maybe you end up writing a book, whatever it may be. Please come back to us. We'll spend more time. We love having you on the show.
Thank you so much in regards to being approachable to the fans. It's sometimes people just want to be private and everything else, and it's so important that, I mean, you are a fan and you support the fandom, and you support those people who become, the people who live in those universes that you've created with the artists, and it's just those things. That's so important. So thank you so much. It is so
thank
great.
You guys. And I love listening to you guys. It's like a warm hug just to listen to you guys. You just talk about you talk about just the most fun stuff, and so I'm honored to be part of this. And yeah, anytime you guys need me, just reach out.
Oh, thank you so much.
Everett, here's to you and your projects. All the best, and hope to see you soon.
You guys, thank you.
Take care. Stay safe.
Oh man, see, there's a gentleman right there, Everett. He told us he would come back. He told us he was going to talk about Battlestar. Unfortunately, it didn't happen, but he had friends that were in the business. And of course, today is Umbrella Academy release. So I want to actually recognize some of our listeners, Peggy Gatewood, Arthur Hugh. Thank you for joining, Arthur. Let's see, Sandra and Brandon and Hennig and Edward. And let's see, Sylvie, Kevin Smith, Lasana, let's see, Chris McCauley, I know you're there. You're coming on. Lisa Piers and Ruby and Murphane and Sarah, Helen, Raj Kumar. Thank you for joining. Donald, Hurley, Daryl, Judith, Elise, Bagavan, and Nana. And let's see who else. There's a couple of others. Okay, guys, thank you so much for joining us live. We had just finished up an interview with Everett Burrell. He had come on a few weeks ago, and he promised to come back today to tell us about Battlestar Galactica that was going to take off on Peacock. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. However, he came back, and we talked a little bit more about some of the shows that he's involved with, including Umbrella Academy, which is its fourth and final season. It's 6 episodes, and he's co-executive producer and special effects director on that, and it's incredible. So, and he's been in the business, I think he said 40 years.
40 years,
so,
40-some years.
Yeah. And it's incredible. It's really, really cool that he could take the time out and share all of it, his insights with us. And we got we got pretty deep on some of the techniques, a little bit of insight on what it would be like to try to break into the business, and the relationship between his position and directors and some of the other departments, above and below the line. And so, yeah, it was very interesting, to get somebody who's in that world that we love, behind the scenes, and is a fan and can talk to us in a way that the closest you would get, guys, which I mentioned earlier. I took classes at film school 20 years ago, and now I'm finishing up another degree, this time in film. The only way you can get someone of his level, which is rare, to talk to you about the things that he said, is attending a high-end film school or film academy and having him as a guest. So it's incredible. And so Everett Burrell, thank you very, very much for coming on. And we have some updates that we want to share with you guys, some very, very cool stuff. So for those of you that are with us and those of you that watch later, we have some special stuff. We have Dr. Chris McCauley, I hope, in the green room.
He's standing by.
All right, cool. Chris, can you pull up my PowerPoint, the deck that I gave you, and then we can bring on our very own award-winning writer, author, actually bestseller. He's a best-selling author, and he is the co-creator and owner of Stokerverse with the great-grandnephew Dacre Stoker. And so there is many, many great things going on. He is also a partner in XG3 Film Productions. He's producing here on IFB, co-executive producing on the Stranded Warrior and the Tower Protocol Resurrection, both short films that we, Tipsy Toaster, myself, and those involved here have been involved directly in producing and filming and putting out. Many of you have seen the trailer. And speaking of trailers, in terms of our Stranded Warrior, we have submitted the trailer to a few film festivals that actually have competition for trailers, believe it or not. I mean, it's not a well-known thing, but it is recognized that for those that make trailers, sometimes it takes a lot to do that and to make it into something that is
And
fun to watch.
there you go.
And we have this is our second award, a second set of laurels, official selection at the Sweden Film Awards 2024 for the Stranded Warrior trailer. And the first one that we got, this is the second one. We're waiting on others, but this one is the official selection for Fantasy, Sci-Fi Film, and Screenplay Festival 2024. Both of these are coming up. We have now won 2 awards. These are our first 2. And this is, in some cases, just so that you understand, sometimes it's a little tricky to grasp. Some of these festivals, the first step is getting through. You're judged and then getting selected. And it's basically like being in the finals or quarterfinals or semifinals. So once you get selected, you're now in the pool that will judge best overall, or in some cases best edit, or sometimes best direction in a trailer, not to mention like a film. But for us, we're talking trailer. Some film festivals will be selecting best trailer and best sci-fi trailer. Some of them are, some of them are not. But either way, we have 2 laurels. We've won 2 awards so far. And the other thing that I thought was important to bring up is that we are being promoted by 2 other international film festivals. One is in Barcelona, and these other 2 have set up a dedicated place to actually show our trailer with other trailers that are in competition. So these other 2 film festivals have not made any selections yet, but they are promoting. So starting now and during the festival, they will be showing our trailer, The Stranded Warrior. So thank you to the judges, and thank you to the film festivals for the selections. We're waiting on others. So is Dr.
Did you want to
Yes.
shoot this one?
Absolutely. So we mentioned this
And
earlier.
I do have the QR code.
Excellent. So everybody, here is the company that it's Merlin's Munchies Coffee Company. And here is a selection of some of the actual coffees that they have. It's a Battle Royal, a Chocolate Caramel Honey Hive, Red Velvet Stone, the Dark Chocolate Multiverse Tipsy. Did you have that?
Yes, I have that one coming as well. I've had it before. It was really good. And
You've had it before.
Yeah, and they actually have kind of an audio book that goes along with this, by the way.
That's
So
right.
it's kind of
That's
cool.
right.
So if you are wanting to order something like that, then this is the QR code you can use.
Use this, and then we get a little bit back from the purchases made. Using this QR code, go ahead and purchase your coffee, put in the order, and we get a little bit of a kickback from that, and then help fund some of our expenses, which include the platform that we use, and the emails that we use, and some of the other things that we have
updates,
expenses.
video editing,
Software, printing. All the things that we have to have and do just IFB wise, and it's a great way to support us and to also get good coffee. So we're going to be drinking, obviously, a lot of really good Munchies coffee. So that is one of the big reveals. Obviously, our awards and the fact that we should have a rough cut of the Stranded Warrior. By the middle of next week, we will have the rough cut, and then we'll be working on all the special effects. So that's a great thing. So if anybody is interested in getting coffee, notice that I put up Merlin's House Blend. So they have like regular coffee as well. It's not all flavored, but if you use the QR code, that's how
a small percentage comes back to us.
Yep, comes back to us, and it helps us out with our expenses. So we appreciate that for the coffee lovers. So we're going to go back to season 1 where we were drinking coffee in our coffee mugs.
In Kahlua.
Yes. Well, any way you like it, but we'll be drinking.
What? Wait. We gotta.
Of Merlin's Munchie Coffee Company coffee is what we're going to be drinking on IFB
Mixed
from now
with
on.
rum, mixed with
Or
Kahlua.
mixed with whatever you want, but we're going to be drinking their coffee.
This
So,
coffee goes great with Kahlua. This coffee goes great with.
Yeah, any way you want.
We're
but
going to start mixing
that's
some of that
what we're
stuff,
doing.
and actually, we're going to probably start going along the lines of. I now have somebody that can videotape as I mix drinks, so we'll be doing some specialized Battlestar and size 5 drinks. Mr.
bring
Macaulay is
on
ready for us, patiently
Let's do it.
waiting in the back. It's
All
a
right,
sea
bring
of
him on.
red, by the way, but
Let's go. I
red
wanna
hair,
see
red
this.
shirt, and everything. So
Let's go.
there he is.
There he is.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Pete. Last time I saw you, you were here. Yeah,
That's right.
it was.
What?
He
Couple days ago.
escaped.
I thought you were going to be at like a pub.
No. So to if you check your
No.
messages, you'll actually see what I was doing. I sent you
Oh.
a message about this. So there has been a bit of a monumental step forward for the Stokerverse when it comes to TV and all sorts of things. And tonight I was out with my lawyer, sorting everything out over a couple of beers. How very irresponsible of myself, but yeah,
That's my kind of lawyer, though.
That's-
I mean, if
That's
I
how
can
I do.
most of
Well,
the
no,
lawyers
that's
I
how
know will not go out drinking
it's-
with you. They'll put you in jail.
Oh, no. It's all mostly a done deal, but it was like crossing the T's, dotting the I's, and celebrating because it's been strangely enough. I was talking to Decker about this. It's only been 3 years since the Stokerverse has started, and now we've gone
Incredible.
into TV and film and other things. I really shouldn't talk about. But anyway, so that was my. I was watching Everett there. It's amazing, that guy's career is incredible. So another fantastic episode of IFB, and my wife very kindly, in quotation marks, has bought me a series of beers to quickly go through because it
hell
would
yeah.
not be IFB.
Oh,
now,
wait,
Chris,
but
this
Pete
will
will only sip
require
them. He's
you.
not going to eat. He's not going to drink them. Pete would only sip
Well,
them.
I won't be sipping these. This will be a speed taste test. So, Chris, do you have rum?
Yes,
Are you on the rum? You've
I
got
love rum.
Okay. Pete,
I'm a rum guy.
Have you got a
I am
table of
drinking-
choice?
I'm finishing up. Yes, I am finishing up the King of
Have you
Beers.
got-
So
Oh, the King of Beers. The Popeyes are the King of Beers, appropriate for every occasion, especially AFB. I'm still trying to get that sponsorship deal, by the way. Anyway, so I'm going to pick the first one, which is the worst one. Oh my God, this is terrible. This is worse than any of the ones that we were given on Sunday. So if
How
you've
can they make
missed
these
this,
horrible things in Canada? What the hell?
because there's something terribly sadistic about
It's like, yeah,
Canadians. You think
Canadians.
they're all nice and sweet. They're actually quite bitter. They're bitter and twisted inside. You think they're nice and sweet. You ever watch them play hockey?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, they're vicious bastards. They're all like, oh, hey, yeah, it's great, hey. And then they get into it in the hockey ring and they kick the shit out of each other. Anyway, so this is dreadful. This is actually up a notch from the beer that I, in quotation marks, said on Sunday tasted like somebody had shat in my mouth. This is a step up from this. So, listen.
Look at the color of that one.
Look at the
headline
color
of
of
that
that
one looks
one.
like a birthday cake.
it's creamy.
Yeah, it's definitely
It's-
creamy.
It's certainly something. It's certainly something. So with this in my hand, I will give the traditional salute to the fans by saying,
Amen.
fans fuel the fleet. And they certainly do with the next things that we're going to be talking about.
Yes.
So here we go.
Fans for the fleet.
Here we go. Here we go. Oh my God. Here we go.
Oh no. Oh. Silence. Oh boy. Are
And
you gonna
suddenly
hold
we
on?
lost
God,
connection.
I have got to force that down. That was bad. So this was
I got to figure out why Canada makes such horrible beer.
Though you're very welcome, you and your lovely other half are very welcome to come and stay under my roof, Chris. And you can see we'll get beers. Oh my God, my eyes are watering with that. That is painful.
Was that a sour or was that a normal?
This was called. Let me see if I can get this on camera. This is called Glitter Bomb.
Here we go. There we go.
Right,
Glitter
so
Bomb.
Pete,
Did it actually have glitter in it?
Bomb. It does have glitter in it.
Oh, that's awesome!
Was it 7%? It's got a warning on it. Warning: your this flavor device. Oh my God, I can't even focus on this. Will ignite your taste buds with explosive tropical hop flavors. Glitter Bomb is handcrafted with house malted grains and New World hops, calibrated to leave an impression of impression on your friends. Designated principality for this is what worries me. Designated principality for oral use. I mean, what else are you going to use it for?
Yeah.
Like an enemas? Is this what this? I'm drinking something that's used for medical enemas?
Maybe it helps out with like sore joints or something.
Yes,
right.
Joints. Yeah.
So apparently, this was this one. So just throughout the next 20 minutes, I'm gonna go through another two. But Pete, if you want to go through the first of our announcements, I am getting refueled with Glitter Bomb.
Okay, well, here it is: Dinosaurs versus Cowboys, and here is the exclusive release on IFB for the cover of this number one. And for those who have supported Scratch, this is great.
Thank you very much. Yes, this is a variant cover by a Jurassic World artist called Steve White. And he's actually done a lot of other things inside the comic. So, Pete, when you went to Drumheller, you would have Drumheller Dinosaur Park on Monday. You would have seen this guy's artwork up on the wall.
Oh, really?
And the story behind this, you would have seen it. Yeah, his illustrations were we're up there. So, Drumheller is the largest dinosaur park in the world, or museum in the world. I went there to research for Dinosaurs versus Cowboys, and Steve does. He's a specialist in dinosaur artwork. So I remember about a year ago, my wife Bonnie and I, we went to Drumheller, and I saw Steve's artwork, black and whites, and I said that I wanted him to work on it. And lo and behold, we have this very exclusive, beautiful cover. You'll never see this ever again. With Steve White, Shane put this out into the world today. Shane from Scratch Comics, and this is actually a brainchild that Shane and I came up with. This is in honor of Shane's dad, who's no longer with us, but watching. I'm sure watching this project with great interest wherever he is.
That's fantastic.
So this is all in memory of Shane's dad, and Dinosaurs versus Cowboys gets a release. I think it is next month. But we have so many great artists in this. So we have 2000 AD artists. We've got DC and Marvel artists. There's a major next project coming up with Dinosaurs versus Cowboys due to its success. That has, I think, in total maybe about 60 artists worldwide that are all joining together. Major names in comic books and film and animation and stuff all coming together under a series of stories that I've written, and all inspired by Shane's relationship with his dad. So that's what makes Dinosaur versus Cowboys very special to us all. But there you go. Cool. There's the.
That is incredible.
That's the first one. Now it's next. Now it's the next drink. Wait, there you go.
Wait a second.
Well, hold on. I have to finish this first, right? Because I don't leave anything behind.
Unlike Pete. Unlike Pete, how much alcohol?
Well, to be fair to Pete, like that the stuff we were drinking on Sunday was rough, and we had to have a bucket in between us. If you watch the videos, that bucket was not for show. It was like Janet and Bonnie punished our taste buds. I still have no feeling on the left side of my face after one of those drinks. I can like slap this. It's not.
This beer causes Bell's palsy.
Right, so I'm going to finish this one off. So this was Glitter Bomb, otherwise known as Glitter Shitter, probably later on tonight. But
or
urine.
I want to see what comes out the end. You know,
I'll send you.
A very pretty
thing.
There we go.
I'll send you a
screenshot. Yeah, don't light it with anybody else. But
so, Dr. McCauley,
chug. There you go.
Done. Perfect. Man's man. Well,
unlike Pete, can finish the beer.
So
I committed. I should be bloody committed after drinking that. Christ.
So Doc McCauley, Tipsy Toasters accepted the Surstroming challenge.
I don't know what the hell Surstroming is.
You poor bastard! You had no clue. Oh, don't Google it. Don't Google it. I've done it. I've done it. It's a delicacy.
Yeah. It's a delicacy.
Just remember, it's a delicacy.
Yeah. Don't worry.
Yeah, you may need you may need your good lady to come and hold your hand during it. I get invited out to eat this stuff as well. I actually remember we were talking about this, Pete. I get invited out to eat this stuff and then deliver a lecture later.
Dude, I googled
and I
it.
drink. Oh yeah, well I do this thing for a Norwegian club, and I lecture in film and stuff like that afterwards. But they have this drink called aquavit. Now, if anybody here is of Norwegian extraction, you'll know what aquavit is. It's a liqueur that has to go around the world once before it's known as aquavit. It's extremely alcoholic, and I have so far been able to, and this is a disclaimer, please God, don't try this at home, but I can take up to 15 shots of this stuff. So what they do deliberately whenever I am delivering a lecture, as you're eating the fish, the fermented fish with bread and stuff like that, the old guys will sing this song, and it's in Norwegian, and it's and then at the end of it you have to do skull, and you've got your little glass of aqua, and you have to down it. They did that 12 times the last time that I delivered a lecture. But I went into training. So what I did was I took my little glass up to the auditorium, and after I delivered a section of Terminator or Aliens or whatever, I then asked for another shot and down the shot. So the Irish are incredibly competitive when it comes to this kind of thing. Anyway, right, the second drink.
I look up Surstroming. Ready?
Yeah, it's good.
Why is Surstroming illegal? As an explosion risk.
It does have an explosion.
Banned by most airlines as an explosion risk.
Yeah,
that's infectively illegal outside of Sweden.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't worry about that. That's nothing.
Tell you what, I can get you that shit shipped over if you want it.
Explosion risk. You can take down an airliner.
No. The challenge is done. He's already accepted. This is we're in.
Oh, he has to do it. With aquavit, I think aquavit. So aquavit. Well, look, if IFB come on tour and you come back to Alberta, we can do an IFB lecture for the Albertan Norwegian Society, and we can do this in public, and we can all humiliate ourselves in public. And
I do that every day. So I'm good.
Our lecture. Right, so I've gone for the second beer here.
Second beer, so stand by. Which one is this one?
Oh. Now, this is not the dinosaur. This is something different. This is something that ties in with our next announcement with Battlestar. So if you guys want to talk about that announcement, I will attempt to get this
like a magic
down my. Yeah,
Speaking of
is
magic,
so go ahead.
you are a magician. You're a magician.
Well, I am actually. Yeah, we can discuss that in a minute or two if you want, because that was quite fun. But yes, I'm a member of the Magic Circle.
That's
so
right.
yeah, it was yeah. But anyway, go for it. Break you up. Go for it.
All right. Well, guys, so we are very, very happy to announce. We're proud to announce that with the help, guidance, and support of Dr. Chris McCauley, who is about to drink another very interesting, nasty beer, we are announcing something that was out there. We put it out there that we had we were given the opportunity. We were presented with the opportunity again, thanks to Dr. McCauley, to do a quiz book. And this particular quiz book, of course, is the Ultimate Battlestar Galactica quiz book. So tonight we're going to announce the actor or actress, thespian, that is involved, that has written the introduction to this quiz book. And we can now officially divulge the actual covers. That's right, 2 covers. We get 2 covers. This is an IFB BBV IFB publication. The publisher is BBV, but this is under the umbrella of IFB. And if Tipsy Toaster is so kind to pull up. Oh, okay. So that is happening.
Good. I'm good. Ready? And, which one do you want first? I think this one's first.
First one. You go with the first one. This is the big reveal. There it is. Unofficial, unauthorized BBV IFB, the Ultimate Battlestar Galactica quiz book, an essential test for any true fan. Of course, it's Chris McCauley, Pete Giacomis, and Chris Moore, an introduction by none other than Lorette Spang. So this is going to be put out. This is one of the covers. This is going to be out as an electronic book first, followed then by the actual paperback. And thank you, Dr. McCauley, for bringing this opportunity to us, to IFB. I mean, you're a producer here on IFB as well, but thank you for making this possibility. Thank you, BBV. And so fans, right? Fans fuel the fleet. We are fans, and we want to make sure that, we keep this going. This is something that we really, really believe in. We are all, behind all of this type of stuff, the franchise, especially, this stuff being sci-fi, but this franchise is very dear to us, right? Tipsy, we wouldn't be doing this
if it wasn't for Battlestar. And it's so important that, you do something. If you believe in the fandom and if you want something, write something, draw something, create that piece for the fandom, but just don't give up. Don't give up.
No. And it's got us through. Like, fandoms get us through some very dark times.
Yep.
And there's a lot of hope with Battlestar Galactica. And for me, especially, the whole thing with me was I started coming on here talking about my stuff, but gradually, you all started infecting me with your own fandom. So like Lola, Fran, you guys, Lola, Fran, so many of you, like Mediocre Modeler, all of you guys, right? You guys are very close to my heart now. And like last time I was on, we talked about Commander Kane. Paul Rotter, who everybody knows, Commander Kane himself. I don't think there's anybody except Lloyd Bridges that sort of personifies Commander Kane more. I sat down and I wrote Kane Lives, and we're going to keep going with the Commander Kane stuff. We're going to keep going with that. That's something we're committed to do. Like that's and thank you very much to Professor Eric Padden as well. For supporting the writing that we're doing on IFB, because we are doing these things to keep this fandom alive. This is very, very important. And I believe that Battlestar in its in the original intention that it was created with Glenn Larson and the Larson family, will return when the time is right.
Yeah.
When the time is right.
It may be beyond us. Who knows?
Well, listen, I was a Doctor Who fan in the 90s, in the wilderness years, right? I didn't have Doctor Who at all on TV when I was growing up. And I remember at the age of 7 reading the Doctor Who books and stuff like that. And, you know, for me, it's a major thing being a Doctor Who writer now and writing for classic Doctor Who. And I gave Pete some of the, Pete's a big fan of Fourth Doctor, and I gave him one of the the annuals I'd written, the Fourth Doctor and stuff with the BBC. But, you know, we had to keep, the Doctor Who fandom had to keep the fandom alive for a very long time, really, until it came back. And it did come back. And I believe it's going to be the same for Battlestar. And it was very close with Peacock. I mean, my wife will tell you I was very upset that when we got the announcement last week. But Stranded Warrior is part of Battlestar fandom.
Yep.
And
I think
there's a lot of love for that.
And there's still the possibility. There's still the Kingsburg. There's still the movie.
Yeah, and I think we've got to get Battlestar back in a way that isn't just the name; it has the spirit with it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think that's really important.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
we're all,
Behind it.
everybody who's watching this, and we're all invested in this stuff. So the quiz book, we have another cover, which. If we've got that one, Keith, the
Yes.
other cover that's
Here it
queued
is.
up. So, like, we're looking at like both fan bases because we acknowledge that there's both fan bases there with Battlestar. Our heart is with the original series. I love it to pieces, and that's why we've got the ret in there. But we acknowledge that there was aspects as well of the new series that resonated with another aspect of fandom. So I think
we support the franchise, Chris.
Yeah.
Right? That's what it's about.
Yeah.
It's about supporting the franchise, and like many of the modern fans, their heart is in the reimagined, the 2004, and some of them, many of them, have slowly gravitated to seeing the original. And like we grew up with the classic, and I gave all of the reimagined a watch. I've seen the Chrome, the Caprica. Like Caprica, I really enjoyed a lot.
I love Caprica.
Yeah, we saw the whole thing. So we support the franchise, but in terms of where our love is, it's obviously with the classic. Are you okay there, Doc?
Which one's that one?
That one's bad. That one's bad to the core. So
Bonnie,
my wife,
she snuck
my
that
wife
in
was
on
like,
us.
"Oh, you're talking about the Battlestar book, so we have to get you something that has a spaceship."
Oh, yeah.
It ominously doesn't have a whole lot of explanation.
They don't want you.
Omni.
It's like
It's an
kryptonite.
Omnipolo Raspberry
Oh.
Anaria. Let me see. This is called Anaria. It's very, very strange. There's not a lot there.
Raspberry.
In the back of the can.
Oh, it's all
There's a
raspberry.
Some
raspberry.
things you shouldn't mix.
Raspberry, lemon, pale ale. It's from Toronto, and there is no other explanation for the beer here.
Alcoholic content.
9%.
Woohoo! That's a good one there.
Now, I have to preface this from saying that there is a beer called Tennant Super that I used to drink as a younger man, and it was 17. It was 17%. It was a Scottish beer, and it was 17% a can. I used to drink that as a younger man. Not anymore. Once I hit 40, it was like, oh no. We start to
Bad
calm it down
decisions
slightly.
come happen.
Bad decisions. Well, this quiz book is there's facts as well about the series, and this is going to be the start of some we have to be honest. It's unofficial and unauthorized.
Right.
But the start of unofficial and unauthorized product from IFB
Yes.
that we want to provide for the fans to keep the fan base alive. And the three of us have been talking about the next project, which is very exciting.
Oh yeah.
Very, very exciting.
Oh yeah.
And then there is another project beyond that for next year as well, which is
We've got all sorts of projects lined up.
Yeah, it's all good, and so
Put your seatbelts
there we
on
go.
and hang on there, everybody. We're going to hit the turbos.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, Doc, you signed off on some papers and some documents. So your Stokerverse is moving in
so
a heck of a
tonight was basically a sign. I'm trying to be careful what to say, but a signing that will enable a major
production company.
It's a major television production company that will be going everywhere. Our agent did put it out there today, which was good. He's put it out in LinkedIn, so I think I'm allowed to talk a little bit about it. But
Ooh.
it's the dream come true, right? I mean, I started this about 3 years ago with Decker, and we started with one graphic novel, and it has just become this thing that has taken the original Dracula and Bram Stoker's his notes. I mean, I've lectured at this with his original notes, his intention, what he wanted to do with Dracula, what he wanted to do with his universe, because he was somebody who worked in fantasy, elements of science fiction, horror, drama, all sorts of things. And we wanted to take it into every media possible. Now, 3 years ago, that was a hell of an ask, because you got to remember that the original Dracula had never been seen for 124 years at that stage. You had Universal's Dracula with Bela Lugosi, you had the Christopher Lee stuff, you had the later stuff with Dracula Untold, and Coppola's Dracula. And I have to be look, Coppola's Dracula is not Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
They just changed the name. It's nothing like Bram Stoker's Dracula, the original. So, whenever Decker and I teamed up, it was tough. It was tough to get the RPGs out and everything out, because we're pushing for Bram Stoker's original vision. And now we've got to the stage of, we are moving into television, we are moving into film, we are moving into AAA video games, and a card game, which I think I've seen somebody has queued this up. So this is the box. This is the official box for the Stokerverse card game from Iconic. So Iconic are they only take big franchises on. So they've done Saw, They Live.
They Live.
They Live. Which,
I love They Live.
I love that film. Street Fighter, Elvis Estate, and recently Tomb Raider. And they've taken the Stokerverse on because they deemed it as a major franchise. And, I've been sort of leaking peeked some images and things there. But this is the official box art. This is the box of the cards. It's a collectible card game. And you're going to have all sorts of monsters and all sorts of things. And there's Dracula on the cover. So there's another nice image of what the cards and the game will look like. That's done. It will be in the market very soon, and it will be going into the international and Asian markets as well as UK and US. Very proud of this.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Very proud of this. But again, it's the fulfillment of my commitment to the Stoker family and Bram Stoker and the Dracula stuff, that we basically have an RPG. We've got miniature war game. We now have a card game, and we have an upcoming board game. which we can talk about
Wow.
in about December time.
Excellent.
Ooh.
So
Excellent.
it's in every aspect of tabletop. So that was great. That was a lovely thing too.
That's fantastic. So we've now mentioned, we divulged the fact that our book, the quiz book,
Oh, sorry.
it has a what is it, an alternate cover.
Right.
We have
Yes.
alternate covers for the quiz book, which is fantastic, and so I'm very excited about that. We will have an official release date soon. I believe Dr.
It's within
McCauley-
days. It's within days.
Within days,
It's
okay.
it's ready. It's
Yeah,
ready.
it'll
to
be up
go.
on Amazon.
And then
We'll put it up all over.
When
Everybody will know.
when can we expect the hardback again, or the hardback with the
The paperback.
paperback?
within about a month of release of EPUB.
Wow.
So
that'd be
there's
close.
another little process that has to go on, and
Mhm.
T's and C's getting that out, and but yeah, we will have a hardbacked version available,
Cool.
and yeah, and then we will all be on to the next
Yep.
Battlestar book
Project.
project after that.
That's right. We are. That's for another show. There is another project, another Battlestar project, and we will have other successes with that. It was a major thing that we got Lorette Spang Cassiopeia from the Classic to write, the intro to the book, and so that's incredible. She's going to be coming on to IFB. Jack
Yep.
Stauffer will be coming on to IFB
Yep.
very, very soon. So we're looking forward to that, and we're going to keep everybody posted on the festival circuit. Our poster, the new poster for the Stranded Warrior, is going to be out also within probably 48 hours. We'll have a new poster, and that will be out in competition as well. So there are things happening, people, and thank you for supporting us, Dr.
Okay
McCauley.
there, Chris. After drinking
No.
that one.
Yeah, I'm doing this one because I've got one more before we go.
Before we go, let's see the
And
last one.
that will be our final. That'll be the final toast. But this one's quite nice.
Oh,
It's a
Guinness.
quite nice one. So no, it's
Yeah.
not. It's not. It is a cider.
Oh,
It's
like
a-
cider.
It is a cider. So
Strongbow.
I thought, yeah, no. We had a nice Strongbow on Sunday. That was actually quite a
Yes,
nice
we
Strongbow
did.
on Sunday.
Yes, we did. It was a great time visiting Dr. McCauley and his
I
wife
heard apple
Bonnie.
juice.
I really
Go ahead.
enjoyed that.
Yeah, we had a
Enjoyed
really good
that.
time. Thank you for everything. And, we signed on 3 new projects, 3 scripts that Dr. McCauley has written for XG3 Productions. So we have a list of products, and so we'll be working in the near future towards crowdfunding our next short. But first, we're going to finish the other 2. But we have something happening. Something is happening, and we're gonna actually team up with Tipsy Toaster Productions XG3. We're gonna put our assets, our minds together, and we're gonna have a bunch of other things coming out, guys.
Yep.
I mean, we got a
It can
quiz
happen.
book. We're gonna be doing conventions. We're gonna be doing a lot of good stuff.
Well, you mean the greatest thing for me is working with friends. Like, I consider
Thank you.
you 2 guys some of my best friends. John as well. And,
Likewise.
And Paul Rotter and, Lola and Fran and everybody
family,
who's kind
yeah.
of reached out to me. Yeah, there's a family aspect to it. And I really, I love that. It's fantastic because, Pete has seen where I work, and it is,
Yes.
I just come down here and I just write. And, I write, like, I'm doing, like, Star Trek stuff. I've become a New York Times best-selling author in the last week.
Yes,
which is weird.
congratulations.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I didn't really... I got a phone call about that as well from another New York Times best-selling author, and it was like, how do you feel? And I was like, well, just the same as I did yesterday. You do. It's not... I have this... Yeah, I just sit here and I write, and I love it, and it's... a lot of the stuff that I do that means something to me is because I'm a fan of it, and it was like exactly what you're talking with Everett about. We become a fan, and so it means something personally to us.
Yes.
Whenever we work on it,
Yep.
Mhm.
and
right.
that stays with us. There's an imprint in our soul, like working on Terminator, and like some of my stuff is in the new Terminator film. I have no idea if the new Terminator film's going to be good or not, but there's an imprint on my soul that I've worked on this stuff, and it's a very strange thing, because in reality you just sit and type in a word processor. I sit and I listen to opera. I type like the stuff now that is really meaning a lot to me is that I'm studying piano. So I'm
Right.
learning to play classical piano. So I've been playing Puccini and Vivaldi and stuff like that, and it's been particularly difficult for me. But I'm writing biographies of these composers, Wagner especially. I'm a big fan of Wagner, and but these are the things that have touched my soul since I was a child, and then being able to express it in such a way now as an adult, and to relive that childhood and the innocence and the passion and the beauty of that it's wonderful, and it brings back joy in life, because sometimes
That's
we're
right.
beset by trouble or
Yep.
ennui of life.
Mhm.
That
Yes.
when we are able to go back to that and embrace it and express it with other people, there's a lot of joy. And I think that's my work sums up the joy in life. I think that's what's important while I sit in this basement with all the mess around. And in front of a keyboard and a cat that keeps walking over and destroying my keyboard and all sorts of things. But yeah, it is. I think for most of us, when we were fans, that's what it all means. And the quiz book is part of that. It's not just a quiz
It
book;
is.
it's
Yep.
a way of reaching back and saying, here's what we're trying. We're trying to keep this alive. We're getting the original cast members involved. There's a respect to what Glenn Larson and his team tried to do back then, and also
The story, yeah.
and also looking at the reimagining of Battlestar and realizing some of its best elements. I'm more a classic Battlestar fan. But I have watched the reimagining, and there are aspects of it that were damn good too.
Yep.
So
Yes,
I'm a classic
some.
Battlestar Galactica fan, but I think my love lies in the original concept books. If you read the books, and
Yep.
they were in very big hurries for doing the regular series. There were so many timelines, so many rewrites, things that
Yep.
I think it could have gotten even. We love it as it is, but it could have been better, I believe, if they would have had the time, if they would have had the ability to get into Glenn
Delve
Larson's actual vision. Yep.
Yeah.
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 Oh well, I think the Commander Kane story that we put out 2 weeks ago is very close to what we would have seen. That's quite presumptuous,
eventually.
I suppose, but
And it's going to get better.
We would, because how would he have survived? And then you start to meld him with Cylon technology, but yet the human spirit prevails, right?
No.
So you can. It does, Tipsy. It does.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. I think the Cylons are the heroes of their own story.
Yeah. I mean,
I did this with Cybermen. So this isn't new news, but when I wrote for the Cybermen, the Daleks were born from hatred. The Cybermen were born from fear. So you had the fear of sickness, death, aging, and that is possibly why you had the Cylons starting to create the cybernetic implants and doing various things, and then their society becomes mechanized and all sorts of things. doesn't necessarily mean that they're evil, but
No.
it's a different aspect of philosophy, right?
Yes.
Yes. Interpretation.
And
when-
maybe they weren't
yeah,
evil
interpretation.
before the evil entity influenced them.
Yes, and we've written that, and that's gone out,
Mhm.
and we have the Ibli aspect of it as well. I have a lot of sympathy for the Cylons because I think deep down they've never removed their fear. And there's a story that I've written that might be coming out in the next couple of days about that.
Ooh.
But yes, we're not gonna preempt that. That's coming. That's coming.
Yeah, we
But
got all this stuff coming out. Yeah. That's it.
there's other things happening. There's other things happening.
There's many
So-
good things happening.
So
And
with
hopefully
that,
you join us along with the trip. Join our trip. Join us along with the trip. That's not right. Join us in the trip. I don't know. Come along with the ride. So
All right. Yes. And a quick question from John One, he's been pumping questions up, and I haven't had a chance to bring one up. But John wants to know, Doc, how can he get a copy of Dracula's Bride?
oh, this the Dracula Beyond Stoker. If it's the Dracula Beyond Stoker stuff, you'll get it on the Dracula Beyond Stoker website. I've written stuff there. It's a great book series that I've been privileged to be a part of. Rondo had nominated, so Rondo's a big horror nomination, and I was nominated with those guys last year, I believe, for that. So we look at Dracula beyond Bram Stoker's original vision, but there it is. They kind of bring me on board to do the academic aspects of Dracula. So looking at the Brides issue, beautiful cover on that. But yes, I've written an article on that about the mysterious fourth bride that Stoker wrote. And they weren't called brides. They were actually weird sisters. They were not linked to Dracula romantically in any way, shape, or form in the text. That was a universal concept, a universal film concept. So I've been very fortunate to be involved with every issue of Dracula Beyond Stoker so far. And there is a new issue coming out by the end of the year about Quincy Morris.
Ooh.
So there you go. Yes.
So Doc,
yeah.
we need to make some time to come back and do some promos for the quiz book. Tipsy, we'll figure out when we can do the short promos. As you know, we now have affiliation. So our the Munchie Coffee Company, Merlin's Munchie Coffees
that just doesn't
is
sound
now,
right sometimes. The munchies. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
What was Merlin doing to get the munchies? We'll have to watch the video.
Yeah, all
it's
kinds
a very
of yes.
Canadian concept there, isn't it? It's very Canadian concept.
So yeah, but we wanna actually do some commercial spots for the quiz book. We want to let the fans know that this is out there for them, especially once we know a release date, so that we can have them just go right over to Amazon or wherever this. Or the book will be available on Amazon, and then and then some. I do want to mention this. Congratulations, Dr. Macaulay. You're doing what you love, and you're great at it. The first round of pints are on me when we get together. That's from John 1.
Oh, it's very kind of you, John. Yeah. Look, it is like
You're coming to New York soon, so
I am going to try and make it there. Yeah, I'm going to try and make it there. Due to medical issues, I'm not allowed to fly at the minute. But
just drive.
I have a I have a great love for New York and New Yorkers. I always have done. I think it's an Irish thing.
Yes,
Last time I was in New York,
that's what it is.
God, it was
Yep.
great. It was great,
And it will be again. We got to get you sponsorship
yes,
at the convention, and then I think that might be able to box it up for you to come out here, and we will have a grand time, nonetheless. So we look forward to all of that, and we got to come back and do like I said, we got to do some ads, some commercial spots for all of the
do
products,
that.
especially since
Yeah.
we promised that we were gonna put our full energies behind the BBV IFB Battlestar quiz book and the other quiz
So
books,
just
because there's others, James Bond and
Mhm.
Marvel and
yeah,
DC and all these other.
I've done a few of these, and there's
Yeah.
and then I ended up being part of the Magic Circle because of one of them. With the quiz book for James Bond, I ended up being on stage with Daniel Craig,
Ooh.
which is a weird moment that Pete knows about. But yeah, look, BBV. My association with BBV comes about when I was a kid. They were doing a lot of Doctor Who stuff during the wilderness years of Doctor Who, and I've been very lucky that they published a lot of my audiobooks, and I have something upcoming with various doctors, classic doctors through BBV.
Ooh.
A new film that is actually coming out, a short film of 60 minutes, which will be coming out in the next 3 months.
Cool. And by then, we're going to have word on a lot of other festivals. Not to mention, by then, we will have, or we expect to have, the Stranded Warrior completed and entered into various festivals. So we'll be putting in some time with all of that. And thank you, everybody. Fans fuel the fleet here at IFB.
Yep.
We're very proud of everything that we've been doing. Proud of people like Dr. Chris McCauley, Tipsy Toaster Productions, XG3. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in and watching and supporting. We're gonna do our best to keep Battlestar Galactica going. I'm gonna read a quick little message that we've been encapsulating everything that our drive is pushing us to do, and it's with your help and support. We want to keep Battlestar Galactica a living and energized franchise that continues to inspire us and others to create new and exciting works that we can all enjoy together, and at the same time bring new sci-fi fans into the world of Battlestar Galactica and beyond. More than fans, we are creators that drive the narratives, and we hope you do the same. So, with that said,
Here's to you all. Thank you, Dr. McCauley. Thank you, Pete.
Sláinte.
Thank you for everybody out there. Fans fuel the fleet.
Hands fuel the fleet. There we go.